Hey guys, Tarke here, and we have got another Patreon build review for our friend Garf. A couple of notes here. Hey, love Bay class, love the Trapper builds. Appreciate it. Love using Amazon Prime, 1 free sub each and every month. They did write that. Here's my profile link, looking at Garf Delve. My min-max Delve character, copied from a build on Pee-wee Ninja until about level 80. Then I winged it. Would like to take it further in Delirium. Nothing is set in stone. Okay, so we're looking for a delve pushing build. Something I've played 0 of, so I'm the perfect person to look at this. So the main thing for these builds is mitigation more than anything. So basically the whole don't get hit approach. They also say that they would like it to be good for Delirium. So we kind of want to play around with the idea of cluster jewels. So I'd like to free up like 10 flex slots. So you want to keep the core idea of the build in place, while giving some potential options for Delirium. Right. Looking at the tree initially, things which scream at me, not having Soul of Steel feels rough. That feels very, very rough. Again, it's kind of going more from like an avoidance delver, because it is a... Why are you using Wrath? I have to look at that. Some of the skills might not have imported correctly. There's probably some stuff that he just... I'm confused. I'm really confused by this. Wait, Wrath, Purity, Flesh, Enlighten... what are they doing with... Okay, hang on. Okay, let's just go through the... Let's just go through... Okay. Conviction, Blood Magic, Fast Strike, Blood Blitz. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Cycling, Fortify, Melee Fizz. Okay, that makes sense to me. Cool. Wrath is from Ring. Ah, okay. 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 What's the man... I'm assuming that Garf hasn't found the super secret minus mana reservation build. So I'm guessing there's something else which shouldn't be on. Where are they getting another aura from? What isn't actually on? What wouldn't make sense? Okay. That makes sense. Shrapnel Ballista. Guessing that's just leveling. I'm guessing that's just leveling, so let's get rid of that. The Skitterbots. Icicle Mines might be what's doing it. No. Weapon 2's leveling gems. Okay, okay. I'm less confused. I'm still recovering from a Chieftain build review, so I'm a bit flustered at the moment. Also, I think I'm getting a bit hot next to this radio. That sounds radio off. Okay. Purity of Ice, Flesh and Stone, and Leiden. Makes sense. Let's just put these in an order, so I know what I'm messing with. So body armor at the top. Cool. I can see what they were going for there. Boots. Gloves, helm. Cool. Then weapon 2, they said was leveling gems. Cool. So basically, they kind of had like a wasted 3 link, which we could do something with. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Let's see how some people are doing Raiders. Herald of Agony delving characters, and then from that we'll then try and like reverse engineer it to make sense for Delirium. Also, oh, they didn't have a plus levels. Wait, where's Herald of Agony's in gloves? Faster attacks poison. Herald of Agony is in gloves with a buff on gloves. It's 5 ink, I think, from memory. I haven't played in a couple of weeks. Also, damage from Herald of Agony sucked in deeper delves. Yeah, okay. Alright. This we can improve. Okay. So not having a plus level helm, I think, is a real fail. So let's just look through a couple of different setups. So just brought up a bunch of raiders who are playing Herald of Agony. So let's just look for the people who've got the biggest delves. They specifically wanted a delving character. That's a bow one. I have actually played a bow raider Herald of Agony. So I guess it's interesting just to have a little look-see. I'm guessing this is one of the profiles they copied, because it's similar-ish routing. And right, so okay, this is what they yoinked. They got the poison, faster attacks, gloves. Is that really the way? Faster attacks, faster approach. +2 minion gems. They do with Herald of Agony and body. They do with Herald of Agony and body as well, yeah. And they're using the Psyche and the gloves to get the poison fast tracks. That makes more sense to me. Because when I did it, I did Rain of Arrows with life gain on hit, and I had them in my gloves to get the poison and the fast attacks. Mistwall is nice. I've been wanting to play a Mistwall build. I really like the idea of going Mistwall. I really like the idea of going Mistwall. I would probably run the Herald of Agony in the helm. When I did, I had Herald of Agony in my helmet with plus levels and minion damage. So you could just do like a 5-link one on like a decent-ish budget. I think that's what I want to recommend. I'm mostly just looking at the trees. I really like the idea of going Mistwall. I found once I got to 250 the region, delve once as I can kill, so I ended up not being able to complete the nodes, so I had to change setup so I could kill the region mobs. Okay, for that you just needed a frost bomb. Okay. I'm kind of like, I'm getting back into the game. So let's mess around with the tree a bit. So just from a numbers point of view, just doing the old counterini, 1 point was less than that point. So that's an Ez swap. That you don't need. Budget no more than 3x day 3. Yeah, I can make that work. This is inefficient travel. You're traveling up for life here, when you could just get the same life here for less points. That's cool. Not taking spiritual aid seems a bit weird. Spiritual aid. You want the RT. Go for the curse. I would go RT. I kind of like this sort of a routing the most. That they're putting a Vulgem. Right there. Yeah, I would come along this outside. Okay. Winged it from 80 to 92, so yeah, no, you're doing alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Life, boom. Just going for the attack speed's decent. You don't need it to affect you. Gives it accuracy though, which is nice. Accuracy is good for minions. Okay. We're just gonna fit in everything I'd want, and then we'll cut points. And then we're gonna have to cut way more points because we're gonna be planning around cluster jewels. Okay. Right, so the obvious spot for the cluster jewel in this build would be here or here. Assume we're going to shove in. They are running Flesh and Stone. If you're running Flesh and Stone, I would really want to take Silent Steps. So now we need to cut like 30 points if we're also going to be making room for Hostages. None of them went EE. You can do EE if you're doing the Essence on Helm shenanigans. This one seems cool. Yeah, this one seems really similar to how I built my character originally. I kind of like the coming this way. If I was coming this way, I would want to grab the reduced flask charges used. So you don't need that point, because I mean, you don't really need the minion damage. They're doing it just for the mitigation. So they're just trying to stack as much mitigation as possible. And they've already got the ailment immunity from being a raider. 2.4. Right, well let's just fix up a few things. We'll come back to the tree. Right. What does the icicle mine do in this setup? They did say they were just leveling some gems. I'm guessing nothing. So I'm gonna drop that. Vol Cyclone, Fortify, Melee Fizz. Well, that you don't need. Yeah, the Chaos you don't need. The Withering Touch I kind of dig. The Culling Strike I kind of dig. You could also go for the Infused Channeling. Does that work for some mitigation? Infused Channeling, Cyclone, Fortify, Infused Channeling, Withering Touch. This is kind of what I would go for in the faster attacks, Poison Gloves. So let's move that into the gloves. And the reason why we're doing that is you need Poison to proc the lad, the Herald of Agony lad. So that's that. I really like the idea of going for Mistwall, since we're going for just this full avoidance setup. I really like that idea. Gives a bunch of evasion. Gives phasing if you've blocked recently. You're dodging and evading, dodging, evading, dodging, and evading. Something gets through your evasion, it gets through your dodge. You then block it. I really like that. I really like that idea. And because it sets your block to max block, you don't get dicked over by aggro. So I really like that. I would run Mistwall. I've been wanting to play a Mistwall build for a while, and you're not losing any life. You're losing out on the max res, but that's something that you could swap around depending on what like node you had. It's an easy swap. They're also both pretty cheap to corrupt, so you'd be looking for good corruptions on there. Yeah. No, I like that. Mistwall's nice. Also gives you more movement speed, and movement speed might help you dodge some things. So that's cool. So that's going in the gloves now. So the Herald of Agony is going in either the chest or the hat. I'd put it in the hat, personally. Not running any reduced mana. Yeah, okay, so I'd just put it in the hat. And start of league, getting just a +3 hat isn't insane. Getting just like a +3 hat isn't insane. Very easy to get early on. You could spam it with Bound Fossils. Also gives you a chance to get the reduced mana cost reservation on there, which would help up with your reservation stuff. So that seems like a easy kind of a setup to do. So let's just make a new hat. Does it matter what base? We're just going for ES. We're just going for ES base. We're just going for ES base. Not ES, sorry, evasion base. So go for plus levels, +3. Ideally, you want some extra links on there, but going for just the minion damage wouldn't be that tricky. But I don't craft. Hitting just +3 on a helmet, that's literally all you'd have to hit, would be super easy. Like, this isn't expensive. That's literally just a case of you just picked up a hat and you threw like 10 ults into it. Like, it wouldn't be difficult to get at all. Even if you're just buying it, just buying a +3 minion helm with life, you really would want ideally the Elder with the minion damage. That would be, if you went for that, if that was your goal, that'd be good. That'd be a good vibe. Yeah. Shove that in there. So, mana realization is exactly 0%. Brilliant. That is perfect. See if we can lower that somewhat. Get rid of this culling strike and run blood magic. What are these guys running? Cyclone. Oh, infused channeling I said would be a good option as well. Yeah, infused channeling is good to give you mitigation. We'll see what we can do about reservations. We've got a couple of jewels, so you could get some reduced reservation on jewels. Let's say that you didn't have the hat right away, because they did say, where did it go? I'm getting lost in all the random items. Let's say one of like for the first like 3 days of the league. If you're spamming with bound fossils, it'd be pretty easy to get the +3 and the reduced mana reservation. Wouldn't be that crazy, but like whatever. So you'd be looking to corrupt some jewels to reduce reservation. If we're looking at this stuff for the league start, potentially you're not gonna have the Watcher's Eye, but yeah, you would be trying to get stuff with like a purity with Fizz Takeners or whatever. Yeah, just going for mitigation. So 1, 2, 3. That's a lot of jewels. So we now want to try and cut points so that you can fit a cluster jewel on there. So how are we going to do that? Well, we don't need to route this way. Life isn't an issue. 247 lives. Let's change the routing a little bit. Grab that. I'd probably grab that. Donk. Okay. Probably also drop this. 166. Sounds terrible. Isn't necessarily that bad, because we'd be shoving a bunch of points into a jewel. And keep in mind, this does have acro phase, acro, 5% mitigation against blinded enemies, 5% against elemental damage, and then this tree still has 1, 2, 3, 4 7% life jewels. So 166 isn't actually 166. And also, if you're in softcore and you're going for a deep delver, mitigation is as much the game plan as the dodging. Is Grave Pact worth it? Grave Pact is really good, but 2 people actually take Grave Pacts on these builds. Yes, no. Yes, that seems like it'd be worth taking. Yes, no. Right, so getting the increases also to affect you would be nice. And it also gives a minion accuracy. Trying to keep the points low though, which is an issue. It's really you basically got to work out what is the least important thing and then cutting that. 1, 2, 3. Go 1, 2, sort of. 2, like it's moving speed, so that's better. Not going on top. Yeah, maybe cut spiritual aid. It's hard to know how much it needs the accuracy. I like the minion movement speed. I like the attack speed. Attack speed's like AI. It's 5% mitigation, but this mitigates everything, so I guess we could cut that. Like, that's an easy swap. 84. I kind of like that as a base. Am I missing anything cool minion-wise? Minion attack speed, accuracy. That's better than that. So that's down to 84. That's pretty decent. You could cut these two. I love these points, so I guess you could cut them because they're not needed. They're just pure utility. Fighting dex now. So we're getting it to like 81 now. That seems kind of clean. That seems kind of clean. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Whirling blades. I don't like that. Okay, now let's just clean up. Let's just clean up the. We'll set up. All right. So this stuff would be leveled up. This stuff would be leveled up. It doesn't really matter much. It's mostly just kind of fluff. Instead of pierce, you could have a projectile weakness. Like, there's really a better link to use. What are the other guys running on their links? Herald of Agony, Pierce, and Powder for like Vicious Proj. Minion damage. Vicious Proj seems like a no-brainer. Vicious Proj. Vicious Proj. So, let's get rid of you. Shove in a Vicious Proj. The mana reservation 41. I really couldn't add minion damage to that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Did I actually delete an aura? I swear last time I looked, they had like no mana reservation. Purity of Ice, Flesh and Stone, and Lighten. Yes. So they could run another Purity. Let's get rid of this. We'll redo that. That's locked in. So that should be leveled up. It doesn't really matter, let's just level up. It's irritating me that it's not leveled up. So they could fit in another Purity. So they could go double Purity. How do I get? Sure, they can't go triple Purity. This guy's running a 6 link, so he can't fit as many in. This guy is running 6 links, so he can't fit as much stuff in. This guy has Arctic armor. On Cyclone? I guess you chill everything as you go through it. Hatred is kind of cute with the EE. Like, that can't be right. I like the idea of running a Grace or something. Another Grace, another a Purity. Let's move that because it doesn't need to be in a weapon. Just add a Purity of Lightning. So, what's that matter? It's 12%. It's easy, easy. So double purity, flesh and stone. You can even go triple purity instead of the flesh and stone. Flesh and stone is really good. Especially if you're cycling, you're always going to be on top of everything. Yeah. Abyssal Call to stop corpse. That makes sense. I'm just going to swap stuff around a little bit. So that's locked in. I like that. That is okay. We'll shove that. We'll just call that boots. That's fine. That's helm. Cool. So we've got gloves to mess with. No, that's the gloves. That's the boots. That's helm. Okay. So we've got body armor and 2 weapons. And we're just going like pure utility. Okay. Right. So we're going to go for like a big cast damage taken. And big cast damage taken. And some other stuff. So cast damage taken, low level, and a mortal call, 3, cold snap, chilling is nice defense for him, it keeps the Herald of Agony alive, frenzy charges. I feel like I'm missing something. They need a convocation. What am I missing? I'm missing something really obvious. Why is the the wrath keeps? Why is the wait, what? What's going on with the reservation? Can I just delete that implicit? It's annoying me. Edit. Less confused now. That keeps throwing me off. They're buffing Frostbomb. They said they were struggling against Frostbomb for the life regen. Yes. They're buffing Frostblink. You can Frostblink while cycloning, and it does chilled ground and chilled ground. I think that might be good. That might be a vibe. You haven't got any casters right now. Casters would be good. So you can have like caster damage taken. You can have manual immortal core. They need the okay. We'll give them the utility things they need. They need the Abyssal Cry. They need the Frostbomb. Ooh. Frostbomb has a cast time, so you could use Second Wind on it, which would be nice. So you'd have 2 charges. So you could go Abyssal Cry, Second Wind, Flame Dash, or Abyssal Cry, Second Wind, Dash. I like that. Frostbomb, also charge-based, like that. So you could do Abyssal Cry, Frostbomb, Second Wind movement skill. That's nice. I like that. Wait, can I fit that in? What did I have again? Helmet, boots, gloves. You could do a 3-link of just Abyssal Cry, Second Wind. Yeah, okay, this is it. So Abyssal Cry. I'm gonna say Dash, because I think Dash is gonna be cool. Then, so Cry plus movement plus Second Wind. Okay, I'm starting to groove a bit. My brain is starting to turn on. So that's weapon 1, right? Weapon 2 will then be Frostbomb, Spell Cascade, and Curse. So call it Enfeeble. That's in a trigger weapon, because you can craft a trigger weapon easily enough. So that's automated. So that's in weapon 1. So that's automated. That's in weapon 2. That's movement and Abyssal Cry for like porcupines or something. Yes. Okay. Alright. This seems like my brain is turning on. Cool. 1, 2. And then this is chest. So chest can be whatever. So chest could be just a big cost on damage taken. Could be a bunch of Vile skills. Vol Grace? Increased duration? Vol Molten Shell? You know? Or do they just want all their souls to the Vol Cyclone to just suck everything in? Kinda seems like that's the case. We need a convocation. We need to put a convocation back in there. Okay. Okay. Offerings, yes. Offerings could also be automated instead of the spell cascade. So Frostbomb, Enfeeble, Offering. Or Flesh Offering, whichever offering you go. Just one of the offerings, one of those. Yeah. So this, we'll just put some utility things in here. Convocation. And then... Your Cyclone, you don't want to be pressing like Decoy Totem. Withering Step, potentially. Holy Relic. Dunno. Got some flex slots. And then you'd have just a bunch of just like life minion damage jewels. And then a big cluster jewel. I kind of like this tree now though. The tree's kind of cleanish now. I think a Holy Relic would be decent. Holy Relic Cull. Holy Relic. Can you put Feeding Frenzy on the Holy Relic to buff the Herald of Agony? Does that work? Can you put Feeding Frenzy on Holy Relic? I don't know. Someone in chat might let me know if that works. Carrion Golem, potentially. Can put it in there, put it in there, can put it in there, can put it in... Not that one, can put it in that one. Yeah, Feeding Frenzy, Holy Relic or something. Do something like that. I don't know. You could mess around. I would probably do like Feeding Frenzy, Holy Relic, maybe like Meat Shield, Carrying Golem. Maybe drop the cast and damage taken, or but yeah, just have like floating, because the chest is just like floating stuff. So now this is like level 81 tree. Yeah, it seems like it'd be decent. Maybe put some DPS links in there. Hinokora's Sight I wouldn't run. Drop that. So that seems... You'd want... Yeah, okay, so that's fine. So that's just... Oh, so yeah, you're sustaining the mana from that, so you don't need to worry. You can push the mana reservation further. Okay, cool. Chest is trash. Just getting a good incursion chest would be good. So that was good. That was fine. That's awful item. That's literally doing nothing. Like, what is that? Yeah, okay, so that literally just a white coral ring really would be better than that. Okay, get rid of that. And the belt is okay. Alright, so let's get rid of the unused things. I just want to clean it. I just want to clean everything up a bit, and then we'll look at the flask at the end. And then we'll work out. Sure. You could use the Saffles instead of the Mistral. I like the idea of the Mistral. You could use the Hinokora's set, I guess. Eh. I'd probably rather use like a plus levels amulet to boost up the Herald of Agony. And we're saying then they're not gonna have the Watcher's Eye. Obviously, if you had a Watcher's Eye, you'd use the Watcher's Eye. So now we've got 1, 2, 3 slots to craft with, and we're just going for realistic start of league stuff, they said. So just like a evasion body armor with incursion mod. So that's like that 100. It's the bottom roll is 110 life, 8%. So that's how they got a bottom roll on. 110 crafted 8. Ideally, you get one with an open prefix, because then you can then craft an additional % life, % mana on that. So it'd be that with then crafted life and life. Boom. And then the incursion mod is an additional 8%. It's 8 to 10, so instead hit the bottom roll with a hunt, the 110, that. Shove that on the build. Bump, big chunk of life. And then they probably won't have the Circle of Nostalgia early league. Should probably drop that, and that's going to completely ruin the mana reservation, isn't it? If we're going to do it, we should do it right. Let's do it right. Okay. So, how can we fix this stuff at the start of league now? Well, drop the minion damage. Drop the minion damage on the helm. Where can we get an extra 7% from? I guess it would then be, instead of running... Okay, no, that works. It's just, instead of running the second purity, you could run like a dread banner. That would work. And dread banner is still giving 7% evade chance, which is actually pretty solid. That's pretty solid. Yeah. Okay. That's working. And then we just need to put in defensive rings and Agony. The stats, they need some int. And we haven't bothered putting resist on anything, so let's just say they went for double coral. You'd go for vermilions, or you go for like incursion rings, but let's just say double coral. Double coral, tier 2 life, and then they would shove whatever on there. So the only thing they really need to push for, like the main thing is getting the Elder Gloves, but they don't need the high roll, so they can just get any pair of Elder Gloves, basically. Let's just bump your plus that. Bump. Bump. You'd need int somewhere on the jewelry or the Agony. Keep forgetting I can just search for things. And then we're going for int and strength for a little bit of extra life. And then it'd be like missing stats or resists. So with fairly basic gear, Mistwall is a Conqueror item, but you can just swap it for the Saffles until you get the Mistwall. So with very basic gear, nothing too crazy, with a bunch of points for a Cluster Jewels for Delirium, we got it to 5.7k life. We've got some of the minion attack stuff. Some of this stuff could maybe be cut. Going for Spiritual Aid could maybe just be cut completely and just going crazy into this. We don't know how good Cluster Jewels will be. We got RT, so Cyclone will be proccing the Withering Touch more regularly. It'll be poisoning more regularly, so there'll be more Herald of Agony stacks going on. The Infused Channeling, which is a nice bit of defense, because it's more physical mitigation. Flask. The Flask was the final thing. Taste Rate's obviously great. Not going to have it at League Start. Silver Flask seems unnecessary. Let me get rid of that. I'd hate having Curse on a Basalt Flask. Jade of Staunching. I'd be tempted to go Jade of Reflexes. Really just pump that evasion up as high as possible. You're not going to have the Taste of Hate early, so let's get rid of the Taste of Hate. And let's get rid of that. Forbidden Taste early. You could go for a Forbidden Taste early. Wouldn't be that difficult to get the Chaos Shreds for it, but let's just say that you don't have the Chaos Shreds for it. Let's just say completely start like how I'd set the Flask up. You've got both Herbalism and Profane Chemistry, so a Catalyzed Life would be pretty good, and you've already got a lot of life regen, like instant life gain recovery anyway. So you might not even need a Life Flask, actually, per se. Maybe just good for, like, the Darkness. When you do get hit by it. I'm gonna go for the Catalyzed Eternal. I'm a big fan of Catalyzed Eternals. I feel like people should use it more often. So that goes in first. How did that not get deleted? Stop your hiding. Cool. Right. Quicksilver of Adrenaline. Because they've got the ailment immunity from being a raider, they could do some pretty cool stuff. I kind of want to add these 2 points back in. Because if you've got Arcane Chemistry, reduced fast charges on a belt, yeah, we can do it. It's only 80, what, 83? We can fit it in. We can fit it in. I always have to have the Quicksilver at the bottom. I don't know why. It feels weird to me if it's not. So they just need Curse Removal, and then they can have 2 Utility Flasks. So what flask are we gonna go for? Quartz, probably, for that. Quartz of Curse. Just gonna stack Chemists. I'm gonna put it there because I'm weird. Jade of Reflexes. And then finally, probably a Basalt. Or I'd be very tempted to run Molten Shell and go a Granite of Iron Skin. Big chunk of evasion. Yeah, Granite of Iron Skin. Or a Basalt of something. I would be really tempted to go Granite of Iron Skin. Could go for the Silver Flask, you already want the Silver Flask. I'd let you pick that last one. I'd let you pick that last one. I fumbled over myself a couple times on that one, Garf, so hope that's alright. But yeah, I think in the end, we got it kind of cleanish looking. I think the Mist Wall is a cool idea. The defense is actually pretty decent when you think about it, like what you've got. When you think about like all the layers of defense. Yeah, okay, yeah. Garf, Delirium. Now you just need to pray that Herald of Agony doesn't get deleted by League Start, because if it does, then you're screwed. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't get deleted. Hopefully it doesn't get deleted. Because if it does get deleted, then you're like, oh. But yeah, okay. But anyway. I'm Tarke, that was the Herald of Agony build, and fingers crossed it doesn't get deleted. Have a good day. Bye-bye.